Good day, Father Matt Williams here in my parked car. I hope you're well. I'm going to take a break from the Imitation of Christ today to talk about St. Joseph. Today's the 19th of March, and we celebrate the solemnity of the wonderful, the blessed St. Joseph, the husband of the Blessed Virgin Mary. I was reading a wonderful book by Father Philippe, he's a Dominican, called The Mystery of St. Joseph, and he gives some wonderful insights about St. Joseph. You know, when St. Joseph was betrothed to our Blessed Mother, he learned early on, if not right at the beginning, that she had fully consecrated herself to God, and she had no intentions of having relations with a man, that she had consecrated her virginity to the Lord. And St. Joseph, as we know, continued in the betrothal, and he ultimately married her. It goes to show something profound about St. Joseph's love for Mary, that he was willing to deny certain aspects of married love in order to pursue a higher love, that he was being called to love her with a virginal love, that he was called to give himself to her in a complete way, a total gift of himself, in the sense of how he would love her and cherish her, take responsibility for her, be the guardian of her life and the guardian of her virginity, but never share in that beautiful, intimate act. It says something beautiful about the love that St. Joseph has for our Blessed Mother Mary. We read further on in the Gospel of Matthew that upon hearing of Mary's pregnancy, St. Joseph decided to divorce her quietly. So if he has this great love for her, why would he divorce her quietly? You know, and seeing how he was a just man, why would he divorce her at all? Well, the law of Moses certainly allowed for that, and instead of putting her to public scrutiny, which she could have been stoned to death for adultery, he decides to divorce her quietly. However, I think there's something deeper here, that maybe he didn't divorce her not because of infidelity, because he knew Mary. He knew that she was holy unto God's. She was holy unto God, like she had given himself. Maybe, and this Father Philippe puts this forward, it's beautiful, maybe he decides to divorce her because he realizes that might be an obstacle, that he doesn't want to get in the way of what God is doing. He recognizes his sinfulness. If you read in the book of Samuel, the Ark of the Covenant, King David is bringing the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem, and the cart that it was carrying it hits a bumpy road and it's about to tip over. And a priest runs out and steadies the ark so it doesn't fall. But the moment that he does that, he gets jolted with the glory of God and he dies instantly. And St. Joseph is looking at Mary and he's like, this is the Ark of the New Covenant. Mary is the Ark of the Covenant. She bears God. She's the Ark of the Covenant. And he recognizes his sinfulness. He recognizes that he's not worthy. He's like, there's no way I can take her into my home. I'm a sinful man. He doesn't want to be an obstacle or get in the way. Also, St. Joseph recognizes that the Lord didn't consult him about Mary's pregnancy. The Lord went to Mary. Mary, it was her unique role to become the mother of God, and that was her vocation. God didn't consult Joseph, so Joseph could have said, well, you know what, he didn't consult me in this matter. Maybe I shouldn't have betrothed her in the first place, knowing she belonged totally to God. Maybe this is really God's own project, and I should just back away from my unworthiness. God's clearly not consulting me in this matter. So St. Joseph, considering all things, his unworthiness, that God seems to have this unique plan for him, maybe he's not part of the plan, he wasn't consulted, that he's going to offer Mary back. He's going to give her back to God. That like Abraham, when he sacrificed Isaac, he had to put Isaac on the altar and let go, completely surrender Isaac. St. Joseph completely surrenders Mary back to God. And precisely at that moment, Joseph has a dream in which the Archangel Gabriel says, do not be afraid to take Mary into your home as your wife. At that moment of surrender, now God intervenes. Joseph in all this recognizes his poverty, right? His inability to really love Mary the way she deserves to love, to receive Mary, the God-bearer, into his home, to be able to care for the Son of God. He recognizes his own poverty. There's a great little writing by St. Bernardine of Siena who talks about the vocation of St. Joseph, and he says in the reflection that every person, when they're called to a vocation or a mission in Christ, that despite our poverty, God gives us the graces we need to fulfill our vocation, to fulfill our mission in the Lord. That St. Joseph, who could very much look at his poverty and say, like, there's no way I can do this, that God provided the graces that he needed, that St. Joseph needed to fulfill his vocation and his mission in Christ. God provides. So you and I on this feast of St. Joseph, recognize our own poverty, to be perfected in love, to be perfected in charity, to continue on with our Lenten discipline and to live it the way we're being called to live it. We recognize our poverty, but the grace is there. The grace is there. And so like St. Joseph, we have to turn to God and ask for his amazing grace to pour forth into our lives so that we can do what he's asking us to do. A great little prayer that was taught to me, I give to you. St. Joseph, you took care of Jesus and Mary. Will you please take care of me? God bless you.